Hi, this is Tony and Letty Casa Smeralda, and I'm hungry, so I'm gonna make up a quick pasta. I want to make some food in like 15 minutes or like less than half an hour. So what better way is to make a quick pasta, very simple and basic pasta. I have here and water, just plain regular water. I have my mixing bowl, so I'm gonna add that. And then I'm gonna add some salt. It's about a good tablespoon of salt to that. So today we're making backwards pasta. I went to visit this nun, a Catholic nun, and she makes pasta for all the weddings and everything like that. It was pretty interesting, and this is how she makes her pasta. So there are several different ways on how you can make your pasta, and I call this backwards pasta because I've seen American chefs and I've seen Canadian chefs and I've seen European chefs make pasta, and this is the first time I've seen pasta being made this way. And I was dying to try it out and then make a video of it and then to share it and then for people to like it and comment and everything else. So if you haven't liked or subscribed to my channel, please do like and subscribe. Anyways, then you get a whole bunch of flour. And the greatest thing about this is that you still can use this to making pizza. Probably won't be a really good pizza, but you know, so. Now she was saying in the old days when the lira dropped and there was people had absolutely no money at all here, they made this type of pasta, and actually eggs were a luxury. So this is something new, and I'm dying to try this out. But I'm an egg person. I got eggs, I got chickens. I'm gonna add eggs to it anyway. And I have to use up these eggs because they are from over the weekend, and today is Monday. I guess my dogs would like a little snack here. Just hold on a sec. So I'm going to whisk that up so my dough gets a nice color. Normally 2 large size eggs does it. You can use 4. It depends on the type and the style of pasta you're cooking, because there are like so many pastas. There's hundreds and hundreds of pastas, and there's hundreds of different ways a person can make a pasta. So I made video before, but I don't think I made one from start to finish and making pasta and then rolling out the pasta dough and things like that. So that's what I'm trying to do, and then I'm trying to make something in 15 minutes. And actually pasta is good if you keep it in the fridge, and the longer you keep it in the fridge, if you keep it in the fridge overnight and you kind of let nature do its thing, and all the good condiments of the flour and the salt and the egg yolks sort of marry themselves together. That's a good thing. And then if you have garden herbs, and I'm not going in the greenhouse right now, I have herbs in my tomato sauce, but it would be nice if I can add some fresh herbs to this, or I can add spinach, I can add zucchilungo. I've got zucchilungo here. So that's one thing I'm going to add to it today, is zucchilungo, but I'm going to make that. Zucchilungo, you don't want to really cook zucchilungo for a long period of time. So zucchilungo, you just kind of shock it and then bring it out, because it's a cross, as I said before, of a cucumber and squash, and I just love eating the zucchilungo right now. So I was having a little problem with my pasta dough being a little bit too stiff and hard. And this Catholic nun, she showed me, and says, well, this is the way, if your dough is too hard and your pasta is getting, like, then do the backwards method and add the water and the salt first. Because sometimes the salt will and the water depends, it really depends on the water, and it really depends on the type of flour you're using. I'm using an Italian Basilicata type 00 flour. This is a very, very fine type of flour. So this is a very, very fine type of flour. But it's not meant for baking, it's meant for making pizzas and breads. You possibly can bake cookies, or you can bake a cake with it. If you don't have baking, then you can get this. You can get it online. Type Italian type 00, and then there are some ones that are so you want to get, like, every time you're making pastas or you're making pizzas, you want to get your fingers in there and you want to press, right? Something new I learned. And I was asking them, why you press? And she says, well, it's like you want to make a nice massage, you want to, do something with the dough, so you want to bring out the greatness of the flour and the water and the eggs and everything, and then this is the way to do it. Because I made raviolis and the dough was very hard, and I told her, and I said, because I watched one lady do it, and she's made raviolis always that way, and the dough was like super, super hard. I'm just going to lay that there for a second. So I got most of my combination all good together, and I'm going to bring it out. I'm going to bring it out here now. That's actually perfect. I don't want to use too much flour or something, so I'm going to save that little bit. So that's perfect. Oh, it's nice and soft. I guess when you're doing raviolis, you want it to be a little bit hard, because you're stuffing the pasta, so you don't want it to be sort of the dough to be light, and that way I can see that. So I'm learning as I go along by living here and watching other people cook and everything, but I've learned so much. So when you're doing the raviolis, yeah, I guess you want your pasta dough to be stiff and hard, because you're stuffing it and stuff, so it's going to fall apart. If the dough is not very hard, not like a lasagna. So I guess if you're making lasagna and raviolis, you want your pasta dough to be very hard. I'm just gonna we'll put this off to the side because I don't need it anymore. And then I do my own thing, is that I like to add my own organic extra virgin olive oil, which I grow here on my farm. So this is from last year, and there's only a few liters left, so I'm really kind of stretching it until next month, possibly end of October. I can start pressing my first olives, and then the best extra virgin olive oil will be like in end of November or mid-November, somewhere around there, depending on the weather. If the weather stays very hot now, like today, it was 30 degrees. Today it was 32 Celsius actually outside. It was very hot. It was very warm. So I kind of came inside in the afternoon, did some stuff around the house, because when it gets in the low 30s, anywhere up to the high 40s, gets very difficult to work. Especially now, it's like going into 4 months now of low 30s and high 30, so 30 to 39 Celsius temperatures. So when I have my dough where I want it, I like to knead it at least 100 times. It's just my thing of really getting, so I really get it where I have it, where I want it. Okay, that's pretty good. So I just need some more flour on here now. And I need to get the water boiling. Just a little bit of olive oil. I love cooking in seasoned water. I just feel like if you just cook in water, it's not the same. If you cook in the water and you add something to the water, you add herbs or you add olive oil, right? then, or something from your garden, you add vegetables and you cook with that, that's always good, right? So I'm gonna chop up some onions and garlic because I want to do that. I just want to have some quick pasta with some onions and garlic. So I don't think I'm gonna use all of this today. So I will save half of it. Half of it for tomorrow. And this will be really nice. I'll put this in a plastic bag. Now if I added yeast to this, I could actually make bread or I can make pizza dough. So I'll probably have pasta 2 days in a row. This is the thing, if you added yeast to it, it's okay. It's not going to hurt you or kill you. So I need to grab some garlic. And a large onion. So I got 2 different kinds of onions. I like to cook with a variety. I like to cook with red onions too. I got some garlic. I'm going to put this guy off to the side a little bit. And I need some more. I love garlic, so I'm a real garlic person. So I need some more garlic. It's a little too much garlic. I just need another few pieces of garlic here. Take another 3. There we go. So when you're cooking with pasta, you can even add the onions to the garlic. You can just add anything to the pasta, really. You can add vegetables. I mean, there's so many different options when you cook with pasta. So in the pan this goes. Oh gosh, the smell of garlic and your own olive oil is just incredible. If you want to peel something fast, give it a hit on the back end of your knife. So I got a little bit. And then it just comes right off. Okay, those go in. I need my stir. I need a little bit of water. And then I want to add some pepper and a little bit of curry. I'm a fan of curry. Possibly not a lot of people cook pasta with curry. I just love all the spices are in the curry, and I just love the curry. But not enough to really that you actually taste the curry in the pasta. Just get the spices out because I don't have any fresh garden herbs with me. So I want something to give the pasta a little bit of zing. So the lid goes on. And it's good for you. Curry is good for you. So I'm going to do just a little bit of cleanup here. Okay, now on to making the pasta dough. What you want to do is you don't want to kill it. Anytime you're making pizza or you're making something, pizza or pasta, you don't want to kill the dough. So the last thing you want to do is get a rolling pin and totally press down so damn hard that all the air goes out, because when this goes in, when the heat goes to it, it's going to be activated. Especially if you put in, if you put yeast into this, right? So you get your, I just use this. I use this here. This is a mason jar, and I gently press. I just gently press. I don't use full force, and I just pull. And I want really long fettuccines. I like fettuccine. I like linguine. I like rigatoni. So that's all good. Then give it a little spin again. So okay, we're gonna cut our noodle. Just get nice strips. If you have a pasta making machine, use it. I live very simple. I love my countertop. It's made out of wood. I made this myself. I made my own kitchen. So you want to add some more water now to that. It's all nice and glazed brown. You want to get some, bring it up to almost a boiling point. And always have some water, some cold water on hand, because you're going to shock it hot and then you're going to shock it cold. And I'm also a seed person too. I love linseed, I love poppy seed, and sunflower seed. So there's a whole bunch of different varieties of ways you can make pasta. You can add spinach, you can add pesto. So in my pasta goes. I'm gonna be eating pasta for breakfast. Okay. All good. Now that you don't damage your pasta, be very careful that you don't damage your pasta now. So you don't want to, just want to lightly touch it a little bit. Just make sure that it's all in it. It only needs to cook for like 2-3 minutes, and then basically it's done, depending on what it looks like. But it should be al dente. And to top it off, I'm just going to use some Parmesan and some tomato sauce. If you have a Cuvings or a juicer, get one, because if you grow, like I grow my own tomatoes and that sort of thing, so I keep these ones. These are like, when I moved in here I didn't have a lot of tomatoes, pomadori, so I kept them and I reuse them again, and I make my own tomato sauce in them, and this is really good. And then when I make my own tomato sauce and I press it in there, then I just add my garlic, my herbs again, or whatever I feel like, my olive oil, and that sort of thing. So I'm trying a different one today, because I did go down, and this is briciolo, formaggio, ricciolo formaggio. So it is not grana padano, which is this one. This one was really good. I really liked it. And I'm trying the ricciolo, which is this one here. Just give it a stir, test it out to see how things are and everything. It looks pretty good. And then if you're not sure on the pasta, then just taste it, really. That's the way to do it. Taste your own pasta. Just needs another minute or two. Just a little bit more. Some parts of it were just a little bit doughy, but I like it. Very nice. So I'm never buying my own pasta from the supermarket again. That's it, folks. I'm making my own pasta at home. And it was cheaper. And the eggs were 2 days old. But they're still good. A lot of people, when they get their eggs, they're like a week old or 2 weeks old by the time they pull them off the supermarket shelf. But the thing is, the key is, is to have a good flour and then to have some good fresh eggs. If you have the good fresh eggs, that'll give it the holding power. Because if you have old eggs, I know if you've ever cooked with old eggs and you see them in the pan there or something, it's not the same. You need fresh eggs. So 1 or 2 days old or something like that. I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to turn the heat off. And I got some hot soup for the dogs. I'm going to just give it a little bit of a shake because I know my herbs are on the bottom and the garlic and the olive oil. They kind of marry them together a little bit. let me get a scissor here. I did have a little bit left of this Reserva Grana Padano, which was really awesome. So there's that. That's fun. Delicious. So there you have it. If you want to take a closer look, that's my version of pasta in 41 minutes actually. Took a little longer than I expected, but you know, like if it's a good version of everything, and absolutely delicious. Let's take a closer look at it right here. Of pasta. Oh, and I said I wanted to add a zucca lungo to it, but I think that's enough. Like I can add whatever fresh vegetable to this or whatever I want, sort of thing, but this is just straight pasta and tomato sauce with herbs and Parmigiano, and on the side, of course, none other than having a little glass of red wine. So, let me give this a try. I'm going to say salute. And this is backwards pasta. So, hold on. Tastes exactly like my grandmother used to make it. Now I know. And she wasn't around to show me how to do it, because she always used to make it ahead of time. And then when I got there, she would be making her own pasta. Right? This is absolutely incredible. One last look. Homemade pasta. Awesome. Okay. So this is Tony and Lottie, Casa Esmeralda. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and like. And thank you for those who have liked and subscribed. And I wish you all the best in your gardening and your cooking. And hopefully you can make something with a little bit of work in less than an hour like this, and probably impress some guests or something like that. So take care and bye for now.